Hey, this is Paul from Twist and Shout, making my annual video of exciting items that are going to come out on Saturday, which is Record Store Day 2019. Unbelievably, this is the 12th year, I believe, of Record Store Day, and it's just gotten bigger and bigger. The number of releases this year is just staggering. We're blown away here by how much stuff is coming in. But I wanted to give you a quick preview of some of the bigger items or exciting items, but this is just a drop in the bucket. There's so much more. This year, as you know, every year Record Store Day has a host band or ambassador band. This year it is Pearl Jam, a big favorite in Colorado and among rockers everywhere. And in celebration of that, they are going to be putting out Pearl Jam live at Easy Street. Hey, who's that? That's me. I'm on the cover. Unbelievable. And Patrick Brown, another Twist and Shout employee. This is a great show. I was at this one. It's in a record store. Pearl Jam plays their asses off, and John Doe of X joins them for one song. Very special. Never been out on vinyl before. So I'm just going to whip through some releases here that hopefully you'll be excited about. One of the hottest bands of the year, Greta Van Fleet. Here's their album coming out for Record Store Day, From the Fires. We should sell that really quick. This is a really cool one. An EP of mixes of U2 called the Europa EP. And we always do really well with U2. That should be a big one. It's got a great picture of Charlie Chaplin dressed as Hitler on the back. There's a couple really good soundtracks. There's a Breaking Bad one, and then this one I think will really do well. Twin Peaks Season 2. Very cool. The music of this is hypnotic and beautiful, and people are really attached to it. Here's a great compilation. There's a couple great compilations. There's one called Poppies, which is Psych Gems, and this one is called Where the Action Is, which is LA Garage and Psych Nuggets from the 60s. This should be a really hot piece. Special interest for Colorado people, but pretty much children everywhere. South Park, bigger, longer, and uncut deluxe with the 3D cover. It doesn't get much cooler than this. This is really sweet, and it lenticular 3D cover, awesome. For the kids, because I always just pick 60s stuff, Extension, our friend, the rapper, and is he late? Is he the late Extension? I'm not sure. Well, anyway, maybe that's another guy who died, but this guy's very popular, and we have it. And there's a number of metal and rap releases. Don't think this is all just about 60s bands. It's all kinds of bands. But speaking of 60s bands, Hawkwind, live from 1974, and it's called the 1999 Party. Possibly the greatest space rock band of all time. Maybe Pink Floyd, I don't know. But they're really great, and great recording. More on the modern tip, couple of Weezer reissues. So many people love this band and follow them and buy all their reissues. So we have Teal and Blue, 2 Weezer reissues. Very important guy, Townes Van Zandt, Best Of. This'll do really well. This is on Fat Possum. Not much more to say about it. It's a great collection of Townes Van Zandt's, some of his most important songs. Here's that Breaking Bad soundtrack. The fascination with this show seems to never end, like The Wire. People just keep getting into it. So here it is from the label Music on Vinyl, Breaking Bad. This one's very important to me, possibly the most important piece. This is the Bob Dylan Blood on the Tracks Acetate. This is the original version of Blood on the Tracks that came out of New York that ended up not being the version they used. He ended up recutting the album in Minnesota a month or two later, and mostly used those versions. These versions are slower, darker, weirder. It's truly one of the most important parts of Bob Dylan lore. Blood on the Tracks Acetate. Here's a great one. one of my favorite guys, Frank Zappa. And this is called The Guitar World, according to Frank Zappa. And this was a tape he did for the magazine Guitar World in the 70s and has never come out. And it's a bunch of instrumental stuff. Should be really cool. A couple of releases from the Great Woodstock Festival in 1969. We have here Sly and the Family Stone's set and Janis Joplin's set. Both earth-shaking concerts. This whole concert was so important. And in addition to which, there is a mono version of the original Woodstock album coming out. But for those of you interested in the full sets of these important artists, I think this will be both of these will be real winners. Okay, on to the Dead block. First, our friends at Dogfish Head Ale, who always do a great Record Store Day piece, have this year set their sights on the Grateful Dead, and they put together a compilation of Grateful Dead songs with this incredible artwork. And when you buy it, as long as they last, and I think we'll have plenty, you also get this amazing poster from Dogfish Head Ale, which is similar but not the same. It's different artwork with the little hop dude and the bear, and it's very cool, very cute, and this is going to be a popular item. Dead item number 2. Grateful Dead live at the Warfield, and it is 2 different sets from their 1980 run at the Warfield. It's all acoustic, so that's rare in and of itself. Sound is amazing. I don't need to say much about it. Deadheads, you know what to do. Also, Deadheads, even rarer is finding good live Jerry Garcia band stuff on vinyl. There isn't that much out. And here is a piece of the box set they put out this year, live at the Eel River. And this is one of the shows from the Eel River, and with beautiful artwork, Jerry Garcia band. And this is the 91 show, which was great. It's got a bunch of rare songs on it, and songs that have never appeared on LP before, so that'll be a big one. You may be surprised that this is something I'm excited about, but in my opinion, Green Day's set at Woodstock 94, was it? Yeah, 94, was one of the most amazing rock and roll incendiary moments in modern history. It is absolutely incredible as they get pelted by mud and keep playing the whole time, and are teasing the audience about being mud hippies, and it is just such a wonderful, fun, great rock and roll moment. I was so happy to see that they were putting this out on vinyl. One of my favorite bands of all time, the Blasters. This is called Dark Knight, live in Philly from 1986, and this has got the great Hollywood Fats on guitar. He was only with the band for a short time after Dave Alvin left, and he is a ripping guitar player. And there's very few shows of the Blasters extant with Hollywood Fats playing, so this is a real item. I'm very excited about that one. Next up we have this is a very interesting one. Stax does the Beatles, and this is all Beatles songs done by the great soul label Stax. So 2 albums of just killer soul versions of the great songbook of the Beatles in an album cover that kind of looks like the White Album. Very cool. Rounding the bend here, the late great David Bowie, one of my favorite covers by him, Pinups. Looks so great there, and it's a picture disc. Kind of speaks for itself. And finally, this is a neat piece. Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, 4-Way Street. But it's not the original version. They've added an extra record of live stuff. It did come out on CD years ago with that extra bonus material, but in my opinion, the bonus material is actually better than the album itself. It's got a medley of 3 acoustic Neil Young songs that is just mind-blowing. Really great classic live album, 4-Way Street by Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young. So that's just a tiny, tiny fraction of the releases. As I've said, there's just hundreds of records, 7 inches, CDs, a few DVDs, and a couple books. I mean, it's really just an amazing year of Record Store Day, one of the best lists ever. For the first people who purchase stacks of records, we have these really cool Record Store Day record totes with their official artwork on there, super cool. And then for the first 100 people who buy, we have every year we do our own poster. This year it's by the great local artist Edward Hill, who used to work here. 2001 themed Record Store Day poster, soon to become a favorite among collectors. We're going to be opening at 8 a.m. instead of 10, remember that. We'll have the customary coffee and goodies out on the line. There'll be tons of giveaways. Everybody will be in a great mood. We've got tons of stuff, and it's going to be another great Record Store Day. It looks like today we're going to get the weather so that on Record Store Day it's not that bad. And if you have time today, come down and see Tavachka at 6 o'clock. They're playing in the store. Other than that, though, we'll see you on Saturday for Record Store Day 2019.